So welcome back to the channel. It's now Tuesday, Tuesday the 1st of August, and I've got a trailer on the back and the combine is in front of me. So harvest is finally here, maybe. We're going to go give it a go. Tomorrow's forecast is woeful and the barley is getting very fit. Also it's ready to combine, but it's probably not dry enough. But we just need to get it in the shed, because if it gets a bad thunderstorm on it and wind, it's going to be on the floor. So we're going to cut this now if we can. There's 12 hectares that's ready, so 3 or 4 hours of work we should be done. We should be done, but hopefully it will go. If it won't go, don't quite know what we're going to do. But pretty much, if the combine's going to thrash it, we're just going to stick in the shed. We think it should be about 17-18%, so it's not too bad. It's not 25, so hopefully it's all alright. If it's fit, then it'll go in the shed basically. So yeah, hopefully this all goes well. Right, I've just taken my first load off the combine. It is dry-ish, it's about 16%, which isn't too bad to be fair. We're now into the middle of the field. The headlands were atrocious, we kind of knew that. The weather and all that has destroyed it, but it's what it is. When we drilled it early March, it then had many inches of rain on it, so it's kind of destroyed. So I'm now just looking, we're on top of the hill where it's actually at its best. I'm just looking to see if I can find any losses. Taking a load off the combine. Yeah, so we're getting on with it. This field's about 6 hectares and the one just over the side of the hill is about 6 hectares. So yeah, we're just going to do these two because they're the only ones that's fit. But yeah, we're going. Dad said it's about 4 bars worth of losses. Oh, we don't want that, but it's what it is. 4 bars worth of losses, so that's in the green of the losses apparently. So out here there's a couple of seeds. So I'll work my way all the way across this 30 foot, which is 9 meters, and just scrap away and see if I can see. So that bit there, and that bit there, it's really small. It's what we call tail, so that's going to be chucked off the combine anyway because it's almost rejected as such. It won't weigh anything, so it'll just be blown off the back. So far so good. It's the odd seed. I mean, that's bearable. There's a little bit here, but really that's a bit tail. It's been chopped in half. Oh, it's dusty. Might be a little bit damp, but it's still dusty. There's a little bit. As it's really short this year, we're going to be chopping a little bit off. We can't really get away with that, unfortunately. We can't cut any lower than we are. There's a few. We're now almost to where the combine was, in the middle. I've gone all the way across, but really there's a few, but there's nothing much. Most of it is just tail, which we want to reject anyway, because that brings down what we call the bushel weight. So that's the weight, the amount, what's weighed per litre. So when you have a small grain, it brings that down. Ideally you want it around 60, but this year it might not be that high because we haven't had enough sun to make it all even out. think it's going to be a little bit of a problem this year, as it's a little bit damp and there's quite a lot of straw. But we don't want to be dropping this because we're never going to get around to baling it. This needs at least a day or two to actually almost make and dry out, and it's going to rain quite a lot tomorrow apparently. Apparently some areas could have up to 50 mil of rain, and we don't want that. So we're just going to chop it because we need to get in here fairly soon and pull this up ready to drill or see rape. Yeah, this is obviously the barley straw, and it's been through the combine, but it is a little bit damp, so the straw chopper on the combine can't chop it up very well. Last year when it was really dry, this was just like powder, but this stuff is really weird. I don't know how to phrase it. I mean, it's light, but it's very it's almost like cotton. It's a bit odd, so chopping it is actually quite difficult. But with a few days of rain and that, this will all be pushed down, and then when we cultivate it, cultivator will then mix it all into the soil, so it'll all be fine. But as it's a little bit breezy, it's been blowing, as you can see over there, it's just been blowing into the crop, and it was building up on the side on the dividers, so it had a little bit of blockage. But I think you're just going to work that up and down now, so it doesn't build up anymore. So the wind is blowing that way, so it's going to blow it away from the crop rather than into the crop. But there is a fair bit of dust, which I like to see. Like I say, some of the headlands are atrocious. I mean, the rooks have had some of this, but it laid wet underneath the top here, and yeah, it kind of failed. So, but in the middle of the field, it looks much better. It's now getting quite full, so I'm just gonna unload going down here. This time, I'm not gonna film it because I know it'll go wrong. I'm putting the second load in the trailer, and I don't want it spilling. I didn't want it spilling yesterday. Well, no, sorry, Saturday, but. I'm just not going to tell that. When I get my GoPro, I'll stick it on the thing, but that won't be today. I've already got this field and then that field over the other side there, but I'm not going to risk it. It was successful. It's one of the first times I actually fully loaded this trailer. The last couple of years, we've just done one trailer loads. Last year we had 2 trailers going the whole time, so we had no pressure on at all. And the year before it was wet like this year, but I'm on my own, so I kind of need to fill it up, otherwise I'll never keep up with it. But yeah, loaded perfectly nicely. Right there, it's probably 11 ton on here. Big 12, decent size trailer, but went all right. So I'm now going to go back, tip in the barn. We're not going to push it up too high because there's no point. We're not going to really going to have 6 jobs tomorrow or something, I don't know. So there's no point pushing it right up because it needs a little bit of dry. So if we keep it low, it'll dry out quicker, and we'll use less gas and all that to dry it out. So yeah, I'm just heading back to the yard. We'll be there in a minute, and I'll back into the barn, and then I'll tip, and I'll do a little bit of a push up. I'll just use the bucket. So yeah, and then I'll head back to the field, and hopefully I can get there before he gets back. Just backing in. The barn's not very high, so I've got to be mindful of the roof. But I'm just going to back it into the corner. First load always goes in the corner. It's the hardest load to get in here, and especially it's even harder when you've already put a load on the right hand side, so I'm going on the left hand side. I can't really see the back of the trailer, but lift up the tailboard I need to change that setting on the hydraulics, lift that up, and then pull the other lever, and then tip the trailer up. And like I say, the barn is not very high, so I need to be very careful. Also got to be careful I don't stick the tailboard through the back wall, which is possible. Just draw forwards a little bit, so I can get the wheels covered in it either. I can't go much harder than that. It's all coming out the back now. Cool, she's close. Alright, so Ramsey, push that forwards. I just need to lift that up. And I can push that forwards, so that will go down, and then push that one forwards, which will then shut the tailboard. So that bang, tailboard shut. So as that will go down, we need to wait for that to go down, otherwise I'll take the barn door off. Pull back out. First load of the year tipped. It's coming about 16%. I mean, 16% is bearable. It's going in the shed. We're not risking it. So I just need to go and get the Manitou, and I'll put the bucket on, grain bucket on, push it up into the corner, not too high because I don't want to dry it, and then I'll head back to the field. That has already made life easier. Back in the barn first time, twice as easy as it would have been. Definitely pleased I did that. Got back to the field in time. He's now 3/4 full, as you can tell by the flashing lights being intermittent. Just start to see it coming just on the, on the top there. Can't really make it out. You can just see it coming out the top of the tank. It can fill up a lot more yet, but we'll unload and we'll put 2 3/4 full load in the trailer. It's a bit windy. Each load I'm just doing a moisture test, and it gives you the moisture, hectolitre weight, and the temperature. So I'm just doing that each load. This load on here now, it reckons about 15.4%, so that's not actually too bad, really. We thought it was going to be worse than that, so that's not too bad at all. I mean, judging by the amount of dust, I think we can take it. Right, so we're almost done the second field now. It doesn't take very long when you've got a big combine. He's doing about 5 hectares an hour, and we've only had 12 hectares to do, so yeah, we're soon getting across it. This barley is laureate, so hopefully it's going to go for malting barley. If it does, it's a big bonus because it means you get a little bit of you get a better price because it goes for malting rather than feed. So it will go to make beer rather than going to be animal feed. So yeah, it's what it is. Unfortunately, we can't bale the straw off it because the weather's going to be rubbish, so we're not going to have time to bale the straw, and it's a little bit damp, so we're just not going to bother. We just chopped it. But yeah, we might go and have a go on another field, but I don't know whether it's worth it or not. Looks like he's almost 3/4 full again, which is good. He's on the best bit of the field now, which it was going to be our bit of seed, but we're just going to stick it in the shed because it's a little bit wet, and by the time we've messed around, it's not worth it. So yeah, we're just gonna put it in the shed, and we're gonna have to dry a little bit, but not too much. Not as much as we thought anyway. Combine's saying 16 or so percent. My moisture meter that I've got with me, the Sinar, is saying about 15 or 16, so they pretty much agree with each other. But yeah, so we're getting across this. He's got a round left, so not very much. Yeah, we might go and have another go, but if not, depending on the time, I might go back to the other farm that I'm working on at the moment and finish off a bit of topping I'm doing. The other day I was just subsoiling, I didn't go on the combine. The demo case combine that came in didn't actually, it had a driver with it, so the chap driving the John Deere didn't need to go on the other one, so I just stayed subsoiling. I've getting across that now. I've done 2/3, 3/4 of it, so don't have too much of that left to do. Another day or so and I'll not be leaving a lot. And I've been topping off some rape stubble tram lines. as he sprayed it off, some of the rate was pushed down. So then we want to pull the tram lines up with the DTX, but we can't pull the tram lines up because there's so much rate, and it bungs up the cultivator. So I had to go up and down each tram line and top them. But yeah, other than that, and then I've been topping another about 15-20 hectares to top, and then finish off subsoiling, and then I'll put his carrier on, Vardestad carrier, and then I got to carry all of his oilseed rapeland and stuff I'm topping. So a lot of work to do. Thought I'd best be going and unloading. There's certainly plenty of dust, which I do like to see. Yeah, so you'll just pull round and then, oh, spouts out. Do you want me to go down there? Okay, you want me to go down there. It's certainly going to make my life easy. He's going to load me. He's going to load me up himself rather than me having to do it on the move. Obviously the fields are wet at the moment, so don't spill it. Blimey, it's expensive stuff. Not a lot of it. Yeah, so he's loading me up. The field is wet as you like. As you can see just by what's on the combine tyres. We don't want to be trekking around too much, so he's going to load me up now. I'm keeping the tram lines out of the way, but yeah, he's got a fairly full load on his tank, so he'll fill me up fairly. I wasn't completely square. But no, he's done. So he's going to go finish the field off. He's only got another round, and I'll go back and tip, get out of his way. Just going to set off again now. I'm loaded up. He hasn't loaded that well, but that's my fault because I wasn't square with him. I could do it with my weights on the front. I'm lacking in a little bit of weight on the front wheels. If I had a little bit more, I think it would pull better. But when you've got 12 ton behind you, but it's even plus the trailer, it does weigh a little bit. So I think it's about total 18 ton. I think the trailer weighs about 6 ton plus the load. So yeah, we've done that one, and then we've almost done the other one. This week we've also got Dad, whilst I've been on the other farm helping the neighbour, Dad's been doing some topping, so he's topped all the 2-year fallow. Then on to topping the meadows, which have got a bit of ragwort on, which is really frustrating, but yeah, we top them over in the summer, get them down a little bit and get rid of any weeds and that. So, oh yeah, grass update. Look at that. On the bright side, we might not have cut our first cut, but some of this other stuff, we measured it last week and it was about 7 inches tall. I reckon that's heading towards 10 now. It's growing an unbelievable amount. So hopefully we might get a second cut off that. It's certainly new to us, we haven't done that with hay before, but it looks like it might actually run up to seed, which would be quite nice, because that's what you want with hay, so it's matured a bit more rather than it just being leaf and very sugary. But yeah, so the beans are going off, wheat is almost ready, everything's going to come at once. We're going to be trying to drill oilseed rape, combine everything, make hay, yeah, so when it all goes, it's all going to be go. And then I'm going to be trying to help the neighbour as well, because he's got quite a lot of work to do there. I've got at least 250 acres of just going over with his Vardestad carrier before I've done a bit more subsoiling and pulling up tram lines and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm also going to go do a bit of corn casting for him because he needs 2 trailers and some bits, so gonna have a work cut out. Now I'm just going to go push up. I'm only using the bucket because I'm not, as you can see, I'm only pushing it to that high. I don't need the grain pusher because the grain pusher, well, our grain pusher is insanely long, so I don't really need it. There we go, I can see it all more. need to level out the corners a little bit. I'll do that with a shovel so that when we dry at the top, the heat wants to be completely even. Otherwise, the air wants to find its easiest way out. So any bit that's shallower, the air will then just want to go straight out of there rather than out the bit that's thicker. So we want to get the heat completely level, so then when we dry it, then it all dries evenly and the air all comes through evenly. So yeah, so I just need to make sure that's level, but I'll do that later on when we're all done. I'll just push it a little bit higher in one place and then I can just shovel it into the corners. I like the heap to be very level anyway. So last year when there was 2 tracks and trailers, I just get up into the heap every load and just make it all completely right. But I'm on my own, so I need to crack on and keep up. Yeah, so he's probably finished that field now, so he might go on to the next one. We'll find out. But yeah, 2 fields down, a few more to go, but it's amazing how quickly that combine gobbles everything up. Yeah, so he's finished, he's just there waiting for me. Yeah, another problem with this year, as it's wet, and we're on the floor, it picks up a lot, so we end up with a bit of soil on the bottom of the header, which is a bit of a problem, but we just had to get out and with a screwdriver to pull up. Come out of there at first speed. The sooner I know that. We're just going to go and have a look at this other field. Dan's just going through that gateway behind me. We're just going to have a look at it, see if we can do another 3 or 4 hectares on here. The stuff that's almost the lighter land, it's got a bit of a valley running through it, where it's a bit lighter land, so we're just going to have a look at that, see if it will go. If it will, we'll stick in the shed, because anything we can get in the shed now is a bonus, because apparently there's a risk of 40 or 50 mil of rain you could get in a thunderstorm, and obviously it does not want that on it. So if we can get some more in the shed, we will. If we can't, we can't. It's what it is. But if we can't, it means that it's not fit, so hopefully it won't come to too much cost. At least we've done the right, I feel like we've done the right thing by combining the 12 hectares we can combine. It's just whether we can do any more. Yeah, like I say, we don't have very much spring barley, but yeah, it's what it is. We've got quite a bit of wheat, so hopefully that's done well. As you can see by that little bit of a video I just did off the top of the combine, it's not quite there. It's frustrating, it's just hitting the tram lines, it's green, and you can see where the muck spreader went, that's for sure. It might have been a little bit too wet with my muck spreading, but yeah, that is... but, oh well. Another week or so of this wet, dry weather, and hopefully it will be riper. We're actually just going to go and have a look at one of the fields of wheat we've got over there. You never know, if that rubs out a decent moisture, we might go on that. Anything we can get in the shed really now before this rain might be a bit of a bonus. I mean, we might be completely wrong by doing all this, but this barley I think definitely needs to come in, because any rain or wind that was going to straight on the floor. It's short enough as it is, let alone having to pick it up off the ground. So we've definitely got this right, it's just whether we can go on any week. If it's dry enough, we definitely will, but unlikely. I don't know what time it is now, but I'm not sure whether I'll go up and do any topping or not. like you go for the grub something. Yeah. We're going to have a look at this, rub some out, see what the moisture is. If it'll go, it'll go. If it won't, it won't. So, yeah. The wheat's about 17.5%. So we can't really go on to that. It's not quite there. It's getting close, but it's not quite there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know how long it is. Just done a little afternoon combining. Hopefully it came out right, and yeah, there's plenty more to combine, but just need the weather to get right. Bit of right weather and we'll be going. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.